Qualifying time at Spa, one of the mightiest tracks on the Formula One calendar. Long straights, up and downhill, ROUGE as well. This track isn't for the faint-hearted. And I'm here, of course, with Anthony Davidson on what has turned out to be a very pleasant day indeed. No weather to interfere, no problems on the track, so absolutely no room for error.
That's right, Crofty. It's looking good out there at the moment. Each team will have their own game plan for this session, and of course once the cars leave the garage they'll be under parc fermé conditions, so any last minute adjustments need to be done right here and now. Beyond that, it's all up to the driver. Who can keep their tyres in the right temperature, who can hit their apexes. No race fuel on board these days, of course. These are the fastest cars we've had in a long time, and it's right here in qualifying where they're at their absolute peak. Let's get started.
Right, what is up guys, and welcome back to my Robert Kubica Career Mode on F1 2017. This weekend we're at the famous Circuit des Spa-Francorchamps for the Belgian Grand Prix. Let's dive right into qualifying on our bank lap in Q1 here. It was a weird one this session. I hadn't done much practice prior to this, and whatever practice I had done was in the Mercedes in time trial, so I was not really happy with the Renault and its setup here. Just little things like taking on flat possible in the Mercedes, not really in the Renault. As you saw there, pretty damn scruffy lap, sliding all over the place, missing apexes. I put a time on the board, it's a 48.4, which is good enough for only P13. Right now, gonna do 2 runs in Q1 as usual. I am running a slightly used engine this weekend, and we need to change it as soon as possible, maybe in the next couple of races or so. So if I have a shockingly bad qualifying session like I am having right now, you know, I might do it. I might just say screw it and take the penalty for the race. But coming out of Les Combes, we have gained a bit of time, which is good, and coming through to the end of the lap, it is glorious as we take the bus stop chicane. This was a much needed lap, pulling out a lot of time. DRS to the line, we improved by 8 tenths, which means we end Q1 comfortably in P9, and Hulk as well. Hulk, yep, he has, hasn't he? Yeah, Hulkenberg has made it out of Q1 as well in P11. Good. Into Q2 then. We'll do 2 laps and see how it goes. I don't really expect to be in the top 10. Maybe I'm expecting P13, blah, blah, blah. But having said that, if I end this session dead last in P15 or something like that, I think I'll just still take the penalty. But we'll see how it goes. I'm going through the final sector now. Just holding it in 8th gear, maxing out, coming up to the bus stop chicane. Very important to get the car stopped and turned. We have done it pretty well, but there's a bit of a slide going on there. Gun it to the line. See how this has gone. 47.2. And for our second run, kind of left it a bit late, so we have to do a pretty quick out lap actually to just make it to the line in time. And just look at the top right, we made it to the line with 4 seconds to go. That was close. Right, let's now go and get a good lap time here, going through La Sauce, but coming up to the end of the lap, unfortunately going on the back straight, we ran out of fuel. I tried to go to lean revs to salvage it, but that won't help on a qualifying lap. Damn it, we were sitting P11 as well, just outside the Q3 qualification, and yep, we've run out of fuel, and that is it. We've qualified P11. I won't take a penalty. Let's just go to the race. I won't take that penalty. Let's do this race now.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Raikkonen, Daniel Ricciardo, and Verstappen, Ocon, Magnussen, Perez, and Felipe Massa, Renault, Grosjean, Lance Stroll, and Hulkenberg, Kvyat, Alonso, Marcus Ericsson, and Pascal Wehrlein. Van Dorn and Carlos Sainz starts from the back of the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Right, here we go then. We're starting P11 with 3 choice of tires. So we're going soft, 5 red lights, and away we go for the Belgian Grand Prix. It's an okay start, but we get really bogged down in first, second gear. So we're not really making up positions. But having said that, we've dived down the inside of La Sauce, but there's a traffic jam. So just about get into P10 with Grosjean sticking behind. So we'll have to stick behind this pack. Looking ahead, Ocon and Massa going up ROUGE side by side. It's an incredible sight. They slowed each other down, and we are just, thank you very much, lads. Thank you so much. Just slowing each other down, and we've just gone around the outside. And talking about going around the outside, Ocon is still there. They're going side by side throughout this section. They're still side by side. This is incredible battling, and behind it looks like Grosjean has just, this is Magnussen Grosjean, I think, has just gone ahead of Perez. But here I think it's Ocon settling behind Massa, coming up to the bus stop for the first time. Towards the end of the lap, we're looking at the back of Kevin Magnussen, who is incredibly in P7, but we'll look to change that as soon as possible. Going into La Sauce, almost brake checking, almost going into the back of the Haas there, but going up ROUGE for the second time. See if we have the legs on him. No DRS, of course, just pure slipstream, and look at that, we've just swooped past him, and that is us up into P7. Meanwhile, the Red Bulls up ahead are battling. That's, I think, Ricardo going around the outside of his teammate Max Verstappen. Is a lovely move, that is, to be fair. Max settling in behind his teammate, and we've gone for a little excursion there, dipping our left rear tire outside on the gravel, but never mind. On lap 3 here, this is what surprised me. Verstappen, after being overtaken by Ricardo, was left for dead, and we are now just coming up to him and easily overtaking him, even taking back the racing line even before we get to the corner. So that was, does he have problems or what's going on? Because that was really surprising that that Verstappen was just left for dead like that with no pace whatsoever. Coming up to the bus stop, end of lap 3, going on to lap 4, all the people on ultra softs coming in for their soft. I don't know why people run ultra soft so in Spa, if anything, because yep, that's just not a race tire. But we've gone up to P3 because Bottas and Kimi are still going on. And coming up to lap 5 here, Bottas has pitted. Kimi is the only one still on ultra softs. We've gone up to P2, and coming up to lap 6 again, Kimi has pitted as well, which means Robert Kubica has taken the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix, but not for long, obviously, because Bottas has got such incredible pace that even after making his pit stop, he's already on the back of me towards the end of this lap. Coming up to the start of sector 3, he is all over the back of me. We will keep him behind, but I don't see the point really. But we will defend into La Sauce, going down the inside. But if he's gonna take me going up ROUGE, I will let him past. I have no battle against him. I'm not racing Valtteri Bottas this race, so we will defend to the inside, but it's not really defending. Make him go around the outside. I know he has the legs on me, so coming up to Lecombe, I'm gonna brake just a bit early. Yep, there you go, and let Valtteri Bottas just take back the lead of the race. We will be happily going on in P2, but not for long, because Kimi, who was in P2, now wants his position back. And again, fair play, you know, I'm not really battling a Ferrari this race, so if he wants it, I'll do the exact same thing I did with Bottas. But incredibly, the Ferrari does not have the legs or in a straight line, so that was incredibly surprising that he couldn't overtake me, couldn't even get close to me. So if he is that slow on the straight, we'll battle, Kimi, we will battle. I am not going to let you go that easily. So here we go then, coming up to Puan. I think that this is the next corner. We're going side by side with the Ferrari. I don't think I have the downforce to keep it side by side with Kimi there. He's unsettled, I am unsettled, I'm going off track, he's going off track. It's all gone a bit mental. I'd rejoin just side by side, but I think our defense is up and Kimi Raikkonen is past. We are down to P3, but again we're being hounded again because another top runner this time Lewis Hamilton is on our tail, but this time I know, like Bottas, he will have the legs on us. And on lap 10, yep, easy move that is for the Mercedes. I don't know if the Ferrari is running is sort of a weakened engine, but very surprising that they could make it on lap 12. I'm looking at my tires now, 54% on the rears. But here's the thing, if I want to make this one stop work, I really have to stretch this out, maybe till about lap 14-15 if I'm going to go on to the super soft. So I'm going to wait this out. Meanwhile, behind us, Sebastian Vettel has been held up, I think, in the pit stop phases as well, so he's down the order. But look at this, just going up ROUGE. Oh my god, he's actually made that work, and that is incredible racing by Sebastian. On lap 13, however, we are going to box the next lap. As I said, we've stretched this out as far as we can. It's gone 60% and risk of puncture, so we won't want that. We're going on to our one and only stop here, on to super softs, and we're going to run this till the end of the race. But it's important to see where we come out, and we've come out just behind, I think that is Grosjean in P9, and Grosjean's already on his softs on lap 14, so we're gonna buckle down and chase him as much as possible. And it's taken a few laps here, I think lap 16, lap 17, but we have caught up to the Frenchman in the Haas car. See if we can make this move as soon as possible, sticking to the back of his gearbox literally. Coming up to lap 16, we're gonna go down the inside of the last source already, but then I just sort of back out because I get that feeling in my head like, is he gonna get DRS at the detection point? I don't want to screw up my chances on the camel straight, so bit of a weird move. But going up our road, see if we have DRS. Have we got it? Yep, I think we have, so should make this move pretty quickly. Get the DRS on the Haas, duck to the inside before Vettel can do anything about it, just run away from him. But we haven't really made it. Surprisingly, the Haas is still keeping it there. I do not want this sort of defense from the Haas car right now with Sebastian Vettel all over the back of me. Now I just want the Haas car to keep Vettel behind, but no chance of that. Vettel is on an absolute mission this evening, and he is already past the Haas all over the back of me towards the end of this race. Do not need this right now. I mean, if he wants to go past, I will let him through, but again, I remember what Kimi did not have the legs on me, so I'm like, okay then, I will battle him to the end of this race, see what happens. Incredibly fair play to Hulkenberg as well, sticking behind us. But here we go towards Lecom. Is, oh my god, we've made it work. We've somehow defended from Sebastian there without making any sort of contact, which is impressive. Stoffel Vandoorne out of the race, 3 laps to go, all or nothing here, just defending for our lives. Tire wear won't be an issue, I am hoping. Make no mistake, he's a lot faster than me, and I am for sure holding him up and ruining his race. But if he can't overtake me on the camel straight with DRS, I can defend anywhere else around this track, and Hulkenberg is sticking with us as well. So if we can bring this home as is, that would be nice. On to lap 20 then, Sebastian Vettel is getting desperate. Time is running out and he's going for it. No, he's not. Side by side going up ROUGE. I momentarily shat myself there, but thankfully no contact, and we survive. And again, he isn't fast enough to take me on the camel straight, so I think we'll hold on to this position. On to the last lap then, going through Pouan one last time. It is going to be Valtteri Bottas who comes through to win the Belgian Grand Prix. Dominant win for Bottas here, much needed for him in this fight against the top 3. And behind him, it's not done yet. Well, kind of is. Lewis Hamilton just about holds off Kimi Raikkonen to take P2 and make it a 1-2 for Mercedes. And as for us, somehow we managed to hold off Sebastian Vettel in a Ferrari. That gives me so much more confidence in this car. We're going to come through, take P4, Nico Hulkenberg in P6, get in. What a result.
So as I say that, we can see the drivers coming out now to collect their trophies. It's yet more silverware to take back to their base in Brackley after another excellent Grand Prix.
So there you have it, the Belgian Grand Prix. Bottas with a very solid win and a 1-2 for Mercedes. Very important for them amidst all this Ferrari domination. As for us, P4, I'll take that all day long. The one stop of dreams. So thankfully, we made that work, and Hulk in P6 as well. So a brilliant points haul for Renault. On to Monza next weekend, my favorite track on the F1 calendar. So look forward to that. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more, and I will see you later. Jan Barpe.